Today, we bear witness to Korea's best in a head-to-head for the 2025 MSI title, and what a heater of a series it is. After T1 suffered a loss to GenG in a 3-2 series in round 4, they took on LPL Seed 1, anyone's legend in the losers semis, and came out on top 3-2. Despite GenG performing more consistently this tournament and domestically in the LCK, we all know T1's proficiency and experience at performing internationally when it really matters. Let's find out if today's any different in Game 1. After Grubs and Dragon 1 are taken by GenG, first blood comes 13 minutes into the game in contest of Dragon 2, as T1 force their exit path through a pincer.
GenG still trying to maintain control here. Gumayusi off to the side, can open up with a curtain call if he needs. Deadly Flourish, not going to find a target. Weaver's Wall looking to block him away. Beautiful engage coming out there from Faker Shockwave. The Ocean Drake goes over to GenG, but they've already lost a man. Support for support as Ruler's knocked down next. T1 with a 2-for-1.
Following T1 taking an uncontested Herald, GenG respond mid to try to prevent too much damage. But with their numbers spread thin around the map, there isn't a lot they can do, giving T1 feats of strength.
Both teams are really trying to defend this hard.
T1, they've got the positioning over the wall with Keria as well. Duro wanted to TP in, but the first turret already goes the way of T1, and the third kill will do the same. The Herald's ready to charge, and T1 is mowing them over. The turret, the kill, and the tier 2 to follow. It might have been a turret and bot for GenG, but T1 take everything in mid lane.
As T1 redeploy off the mid lane play, Kiin and a supporting Chovy collapse onto a flashless Doran top lane.
If he can just slow T1 down, there's an opportunity, but now Chovy's making a play of his own.
Chovy wants to get something back here in the top side. Weaver's Wall fires out. Remember, there's no flash for the Gwen to try to get away. The unraveled Earth flies out, and Doran goes down. Chovy gets his kill.
As Dragon number 3 spawns, both teams make their way into River to contest, and with a seemingly inaccessible Dragon pit to T1, Doran finds a TP angle.
Of an Orianna combo.
Okay, immediately, teleport gonna come in from Doran as GenG have the Dragon down to half HP. Keria and Oner looking to walk up, maybe make their entry into the fight as Chovy already has to flash defensively to try to get away from Doran. Now the Dragon down to 2,000. Keria's in the middle. It's stolen by Oner. T1 trying to make their entry into the fight now with Kiin's already at half HP. T1 backing away. Oner gets the job done. T1 happy with it.
Yeah, T1 get the Dragon and they're able to get out. It does cost Keria his flash, but it's a great smite there from Oner to secure it. Now though, looking for a potential re-engage. Oner goes in.
They go in with a shockwave combo on top of the Jarvan, and now they've caught Canyon unaware. He gets away with 100 HP as T1 now trying to back away. Duro thinking about going over the wall. He wants to go in here with the flash, throws up Unbreakable. T1 scrambling, but there's no damage from GenG. Oner's ready to go back in, but he has to flash out after Ruler evades him.
With less than a minute to respond, a hasty GenG start Atakan off the back of excellent wave prep. How will T1 respond?
The game that is now not the case. GenG, however, ready to teleport in, and it's another fight, this time for the Otacon. GenG putting some damage into it, but it's not
Doran has no
particularly
TP.
dying quick. There's no TP for the Gwen. T1 have to try and do something to stop this. Buy a little bit of time for Doran to arrive. Curtain call opens, but Duro's unbreakable. Chovy zoning everybody away here with the unraveled Earth. Oner wants to make his entry, but the Otacon is secured by Canyon. GenG have the objective. But what about the fight right after? Oner goes in, Chovy gets out, Oner goes down, Ruler goes off. Kiin looking to zone Faker off the back as Doran makes his way into the fight, but he can't snip anybody out. Now he's shot by Ruler, and it's a double kill for the man with the double guns. Faker with a beautiful shockwave to turn the fight at the end, but it's still a 2-for-1 favoring GenG. T1 want a little more. Ruler and Duro trying to escape as Keria and Gumayusi are in hot pursuit. Ruler trying to vamp off the minions. Keria wants to catch him. Gumayusi's low. Ruler looking to turn around, but he doesn't have the health. Gumayusi lives. Double kill. Faker.
What a crazy fight!
With Dragon number 4 in contention, T1 and GenG wrestle for control over midwave, and just before Baron spawns, the winner of this objective will surely take Nash too.
HP, GenG, their jungler's hurting a little bit. Calling from Ruler is a big whiff. Important tool there, no longer available as GenG split up and retreat. T1 maintain their control the entire time. Doran has already started the objective, And it looks like Oner and the rest of T1 are now ready to walk over GenG. They used too many resources. Canyon got chunked, but they still might think about it. Doran's gonna run interference. The Dragon is already claimed. Kiin wants to go in, and Chovy's firing off the Weaver's wall, but Kiin's already all alone, exhausted in the middle of 5. Kiin just dies. GenG are completely confuddled, and T1 are happy to teach him a lesson. Gumayusi with another kill. T1, Baron just spawned, and they're invited to come say hello.
As T1 rotate around the map with pressure from their Baron buff, GenG prep to brace against the siege. How will GenG play to overcome an almost 5,000 gold difference?
Seismic shot from Chovy. Faker buys a little bit of time here with the stasis, and he ain't dead yet. GenG looking for a little more as the Glacial Prison doesn't get a lot of value. Over the wall, Doran has to jump back away as Kiin wants another stun, this time on the Gumayusi. Oner re-entering back into the fight as Chovy is trapped inside the Cataclysm. Oner goes back over the wall with an ICQ combo. Faker down very low. Canyon needs a little bit more damage as Ruler takes out Keria. T1 on the run. GenG with the defense.
With Soul Point on the table, both teams look to contest Dragon, but this late in the game, a lost fight could mean the next Baron buff as well.
Trying to pick up the red buff, the team-wide red buff for GenG before this fight starts. Doran is coming around on the flank. Kiin might just see him here, depending on if Doran gets the skip and slash over the wall in time. Doran's gonna be caught out. Kiin immediately sees him, but Doran only loses about 1/3 HP. The Drake has been aggroed, pulled, but it's too far down. The patience will be lost, and it resets back towards its home before it can be taken low enough for a smite fight.
Doran's going to TP back. He just went back to base here. He already had the Seekers. He's ready to go pick up some wards.
Okay, Dragon at half HP. GenG still looking to burn this one down. Weaver's wall's already been fired. It's slated, secured by GenG. Canyon here in the front line, but he's not dead yet. Finally going to be cut to pieces. Gumayusi grab the killing spree. GenG defensive positioning as finally the Jax makes his way in. Oner trying to escape back out as Ruler is under pressure off to the right. Kiin in the middle of everybody trying to do the damage, but it does not work. T1 have already won the fight, and they want even more. GenG running into the wrong side of the jungle, and T1 hunt them down. Chovy sidesteps a deadly flourish as Ruler and Duro try to fight back, but Keria runs them over. Gumayusi's on a rampage. GenG are aced.
With T1's newly acquired Nash, GenG's base is set upon, and in defense, they're having to push back against an almost 8,000 gold lead. Can they hold on, or is this the end of Game 1?
And to only the 1,500 of Kiin's Jax as T1 sets up for a siege. Teleport coming in as Chovy's ready to join up with the rest of GenG. T1 not slowing down, ready for the next minion wave to crash while Doran enchants the wave over in mid at the same time. Canyon throws out a Glacial Prison, but there's no follow-up. Immediately T1 fires back, and GenG have lost their main engage. Oner puts Chovy in the Cataclysm, but he has to get back away. Canyon's about to die. Faker needs a little bit more damage that he will not find, but it just makes space. T1 now firing onto 2 inhibitors at the same time, and bottom and mid lanes will now surge with super minions as the Nexus turrets are under fire. Ruler's calling, very little efficacy as that first Nexus turret is about to drop to the enchanted cannon minions. GenG scrambling for the defense as T1 continue the push. A ton of damage onto Duro, and GenG are not holding. The Nexus is open. Canyon's in the middle of everybody, but he's already down. GenG are no match for the T1 team fighting. Kiin goes golden, but it's all too late. Another double for Guma. Faker is godlike, and T1 take Game 1.
Early on in Game 2, Guma lost his flash in a skirmish, and upon rotating bot lane, a flash advantage Kiin finds the solo bolo.
Side, remember the Gumayusi has no flash. Kiin just going in, beats him over the head with the hammer. It's a solo kill, first blood for the GenG top lane.
As grubs spawn, T1 posture aggressively for space, and a very sneaky flank for Keria takes advantage of an also flashless Ruler.
He's angle into the fight, and there's the heroic entrance, the Wukong Galio combo deletes Ruler immediately, and the second cast of the Cyclone mows Duro down. T1 respond with style.
As Doran thinks GenG will be prepping for Dragon, he overextends to fix his wave, but a bit of mind games finds Canyon in the top side, and Kiin times his ult beautifully.
Ups the hook shot, and Canyon's ready to show up to seal the deal. Kiin started walking away, I think trying to give the kill to Canyon.
With Herald spawning, both teams fight to control access through mid lane, but even though T1 find an opening first, GenG take a consolation prize through a greedy base placement.
But he roots up Guma, fires back with a little bit of damage as Gumayusi continues trying to escape, has to flash. Doran's made his way into the back line, he wants to go after Canyon. Oner engages here with the Cyclone, followed up with a Hextech ultimatum with the Dawning Shadows ready to back him up. Canyon staying alive, but T1 gets the kill and Gumayusi gets paid.
A close exchange, but it's T1 that get themselves the kill onto Canyon. Guma was forced to flash very early because of his positioning. Oh, a bit of danger for Doran.
Doran, rune prisoned up immediately, flash over the wall from Duro for the dredge line. Doran down.
In preparation for Dragon number 2, Doran looks to push out bottom wave, but some sneaky coordination from GenG's jungle and mid punish the overextension.
Range to back it up, but it is still the bottom side river control that belongs to T1. Already, they started up the Drake, they've pulled it out. Oner taking care of that one alongside Gumayusi as Doran's just going to get dove on. It's Canyon ready to start it, Chovy ready to finish it. T1 have lost their top laner.
In response to GenG's sneaky play, T1 looked to make their own on an unsuspecting Kiin. But this is one tanky boy.
Lead for the LCK #1 seed. As Kiin will face check into a brush. I don't think he's ever really worried about doing that. We'll see though if T1 can punish. They try to unload onto the tank. Kiin ready to flash away as Ruler's trying to back him up here with the Dawning Shadow. Tons of damage onto the Scion. Duro makes his entry into the fight. Kiin's gonna die, but now his dead body's ready to go. T1 try to disengage. GenG looking to fire back, but they won't find.
Here comes Duro.
Yet. Ruler's got the first kill into Oner as Faker tries to get away, but the Justice Punch will find no escape. A double kill to Chovy's rise.
With only a 2,000 gold lead to the way of GenG, this next Atakan fight is still anyone's to take.
Want to try to contest this as GenG have control of the area for now. They full send it. They want to go in after Doran, but they can't find enough damage to kill him here with the very start. T1 with a counter punch, but nothing just yet. Duro the first to die. Oner's got to try to get himself back away, but Faker's already down. Oner will follow. GenG 2 for 1, and they don't want to stop just yet. Chovy sends himself to his own death. And Gumayusi into the back, looks for Ruler. He finds him. T1 turning it around. Kiin, the last man standing on GenG, and he wants even more. The shield ready to proc. Gumayusi ready to drop, and it's a bloodbath in top lane.
As GenG take their third dragon, T1 try to find access to the still alive Atakan, but a decisive hook from Duro finds an opening and a flanking Doran is caught out.
Go in here with the dredge line. There's no follow-up damage from GenG just yet. Faker's getting juggled around, but he's still got a little bit of HP ready to go, flashing out. Gumayusi in danger. Dawning Shadow! And the sun sets on Gumayusi as Faker is running towards the other side of the map. He's got backup nearby, but GenG are on the hunt. Can they find anything else? Will they overextend? No, they're going straight after the Otacon instead. Doran, Oner, and Keria all nearby. Faker still with a grand entrance to try to join up if he wants to, but it's all 5 from GenG here with the objective.
They don't have Gumayusi here. Oh, that
Keria, he wanted to find the Keeper's verdict to try to make it a fair fight, to try to give T1 a chance, but they won't get it. A nice flash to dodge that potential ulti as now Doran gets found out. Kiin doesn't hit him with an decimating smash. Duro still walking over here on the Nautilus. The ulti's not available, but Vise is immediately into the dredge line to follow. Doran's gonna Hex Tech ultimatum, but the only ultimatum is you're getting out of here. GenG, 13 kills.
Looking to put T1 in a pressurized situation, GenG pull the trigger on Baron to bait them in, and a catch they find.
But the largest individual gold lead in the game, Chovy is nearly 3,000 ahead of Faker. He has 4 kills, 6 assists, and plus 60 farm. He's got his Seeker's arm guard and both of the trademark Rise items fully stacked.
And Ruler 80 plus stacks, and they have the sustain here, so they're feeling confident to start this Baron.
And Oner is exactly the target they want. The T1 jungler dead before he can blink his eyes, and GenG make their way to Baron.
Kiin just choo-chooed straight into Oner. There was no way for him to escape. And with the jungler gone, this becomes a very challenging steal.
Okay, Keria doesn't have Smite right now. I'm looking at the scoreboard. The Baron's down to 2,000.
Yeah,
GenG backing away from it. Keria with the Smite ready to go. Yes, Smite going over the wall, but it's still going to be claimed by Canyon. T1 will lose their support. We'll lose the Baron. We'll lose Gumayusi. We'll lose control in game 2. 6,000 gold lead, GenG.
Keria tried to go for the steal for the Heroics. T1 know this game is quickly slipping away from them, but Canyon outsmites him, is able to grab it and secure that.
And again, another kill on Doran.
With soul spawning and GenG firmly in the driver's seat, Oner looks to get creative with his engage. But some excellent vision avoidance won't be enough, and GenG march on the map.
Yeah, Oner did a great job playing around the fog there for a little bit, but once Spy targets you with the ulti, the clone can't save you. Chovy on a rampage. T1 jungler dead for 45, and the Dragon's alive. Ocean Soul for GenG.
An easy pick for GenG. A slippery play from Oner. But it's the MasterCard price this moment. Dragon Soul secured. Kiin with the dive.
Immediately engages on Doran, and Chovy's ready to follow. Doran is sent to Rune Prison, and Chovy is the warden. GenG keeping the push going. Oner still dead for another 15. Doran dead for more than 30 seconds. A Baroned up GenG making their way into the T1 base with a 10,000 gold lead. With a Dragon Soul, they've got their sights set on the Nexus itself. GenG continue pushing forward as Keria tries to dive after Chovy. Keeper's Verdict ejects the rise, but the Dawning Shadow reinforces GenG health bars. The first Nexus turret still stands as Guma tries to get some damage back, but Kiin is simply too tanky. T1 finally have their jungler back alive, and with Doran about to respawn, they're thinking about trying to find something here on GenG, but they're so strong, they're so tanky, they've got so much regen, but T1 still thinks they've got to try something here. Doran goes in. He wants to go over the wall and find Chovy. He does, but Kiin prevents any backup from arriving. Faker with a grand entrance, but it's only from his own exit. Doran is already down. Faker's about to follow as Kiin is not even dented. Still damage from Oner, but nothing worth mentioning. A double for GenG. It's only Keria left, and he won't last long. One last shot from Ruler rules out any chance of a T1 stall, and GenG march it into the base.
Exceptional protection as T1 desperately tried to find something back, but it was not enough.
Nexus turrets are just a formality at this point. GenG with the tanky comp strikes back in game 2.
At one game apiece, we have a series on our hands, but with the momentum in the favor of GenG, let's see if T1 can regroup. The fastest first blood of the series sees a heated 2v2 in the bot lane get a bit too hot.
But it is Gumayusi and Keria getting the better trade. Flash from Duro, but he's still caught. First blood, 2v2, Keria and Guma.
As is a recurring trend, Void Grub sees a very early and very close 5v5 teamfight.
The route for Keria, who just ticked over to level 6. That could very well be the level difference.
Okay, keep your eyes on the engage going in immediately. Doran trying to use the Ornhorn, but it only finds its way on a canyon. Now they got to try to continue to look for a little bit more engage. The lights go out, but enough ready for GenG as they try to fight back. Canyon with the flashback over the wall as Ruler fires out with a ricochet. Doran trying to get his way out as the Shurima shuffle defends T1. GenG take control of the topside river. There's no kills, there's no bodies, but GenG no longer deal with resistance. T1 forced all the way out as Gumayusi lets the feathers fly, but nobody on GenG is under threat.
As T1 start a very fast dragon, GenG find them in a vulnerable position and look to engage.
Item does go over to Kiin with Leandry's now done. Teleport available for Kiin, but he's also already here. T1 are starting up the objective. GenG are coming down to try to do something about it. Equalizer drop, but it only finds Oner. Magnet Storm, again, only on Oner. Here comes the Ornhorn as T1 are firing back. 1 for 1 here with the Baron. very start as Doran and Gumayusi have to fall back. Tibbers the front line for GenG. Faker goes in, but he doesn't have the range for the shuffle. Now Tibbers still tanking it up. Beautiful blade caller. GenG trying to get away now as Ruler's down to 200. Guma down to 200. Chovy nearly kills him, but it's still just the 1-for-1.
The next point of contention is Herald, and as GenG look to burn it, a decisive engage from Duro kicks off the fight.
Vetty, you said how it is, a very kind of close game right now, but I think that favors T1 because it's going very slowly.
Okay, GenG have control over the top side river. Rift Herald, the target. Teleport coming in from T1.
Here we go.
Herald's already down to about 4,000. T1 got to be ready to turn out the lights here. Soon with the back and Storm over, he crashes down from Duro. Equalizer over the top and a ton of damage back to the GenG support. Backline of GenG under a little bit of pressure as Ruler's first to die. Oner going in looking for Chovy here too. Canyon shoveled away as Chovy has to run. T1 domination. Another kill about to come through as Doran follows Kiin and not a single man on T1 has fallen.
Now, as good as that engage looked from Duro, Keria's hostile takeover was so clutch and hit all of 5 of GenG, turning the fight on its head. Now with Atakan spawning bot lane, a commanding T1 looks to take vision, and the question is asked, can GenG overcome the growing T1 gold lead?
Soul, Duro, get away to safety just barely.
Yeah, one more feather from Gumayusi would have been the third there for the root.
They want Atakan. They're pinging on it. T1 are just going to start it up.
Chovy with the teleport coming in. T1, control over this bot side river.
Annie did use her ult in the top lane onto Faker, so the burst that she has available from it is not going to be up for the fight. T1 is trying to put pressure onto GenG knowing this.
And the Tibbers is not even alive anymore. It can't even just do the random AoE damage from the burn. So now GenG, they're starting up the Otacon, but with no Chovy ulti, it could be very risky. T1, they don't have Faker here. He doesn't have a teleport. GenG are trying to force the issue before the T1 mid laner arrives. They've got the Otacon down to 3,000. Canyon's about to die. He stays alive with a nice crescent guard as it's stolen away by Oner. T1 find exactly what they need. And Oner with the clutch steal tops it off with a double kill.
With T1 on soul point, they look to take Dragon off the spawn. But recognizing this buff could be game losing for GenG, retaliation is made.
Trying to find a flank.
Duro wants the flank, but Keria has marked him. Look at Canyon, he's over the wall here. He has the flash on the Xinjiao. Equalizer already used. Magnet Storm over the top, but it doesn't find a lot. Hostile takeover, roaring through the river. Gumayusi's already killed Duro. 3 dead on GenG. T1 are ruthless. Oner is unstoppable.
The last nail in the coffin for GenG is this newly spawned Baron, and recognizing this, an almost 8,000 gold lead T1 look to hammer it in on the back of yet another incredible hostile takeover from Keria.
They gotta make something crazy happen. Chovy looking for an opportunity as T1 try to back away. Oner's gonna turn out the lights. Chovy's been found waiting in the brushes as the hostile takeover with the Doran ulti combine to instantly execute GenG. T1 with a quadra kill for Gumayusi.
He wants the penta.
Thought they had a plan and T1 deny it.
Looking to make a pick on the overextended Faker, GenG pincer him bot lane, but when you're at an 11,000 gold deficit, you're gonna need a lot more than good strategy, and T1 march on the bot lane.
Enters in with the paranoia, his target is Kiin. Keria ready to follow up here, goes for the handshake, finds the enemy top laner. Faker's on a killing spree, and Ruler tries to run. Oner's in hot pursuit, and the fear tether doesn't have the range to proc just yet. Ruler's the target, Gumayusi's the killer, and Faker cashes in. A double kill for the Azir as T1 break into the base.
There is a cost for attacking the Emperor himself, and GenG have been forced to pay it. The Nexus is in their eyes.
T1 with a 5v3. First Nexus turret the target. Hostile takeover zones GenG away. T1 19-2. 13,000 gold ahead. All they need is a minion wave. They've got it here at the Nexus. Duro's next to die, and Chovy's Annie is about to follow. T1 in the strongest performance thus far.
And in the most decisive victory of the series thus far, T1 enter match point with commanding momentum and presence. But GenG has been here before. Let's kick off the first play of the game with a gank mid lane.
Try to run the flash chop from Canyon. Power Siphon sets it up. Canyon knocks it down. GenG with first blood.
Leaving grubs early, Oner sees an opening top lane and Kiin is collapsed on through the wall.
But it feels good enough to get the objective as Oner's making his way into the top side. He stalls impact, slams Kiin into the wall, and Doran with some footwork secures the kill and gets right back out.
In retaliation, GenG look to stabilize their top lane with a play onto Doran, and even though T1 respond, it's too little too late.
It does make sense to try and funnel some resources into Kiin. Can they really pull this off?
The all-out is ready to go again. Doran outplaying it last time around, and he's ready to go again. All out. Kiin in a little bit of danger, but Canyon looking to burst him down in time. Doran drops, and Kiin stays alive. Oner and Faker wanted to show up, but they can't get there, and it means that GenG make the play work the second time.
Recognizing GenG has numbers topside toward Faker, T1 look to get first blood tower bot lane, and a defending Kiin is punished.
We're talking about Azael, and so immediately they look to put the pressure on. Topside, GenG trying to cross map, Kiin trying to hold this wave.
Yeah, Kiin really doesn't want to give away the first turret this early, especially when his team's looking to put the damage into the top side, tier 1. Kiin holding on, but the final rocket finds the target, T1 now trying to get a kill onto Kiin. Keria gobbles him up, Gumayusi shoots him down. T1 tie up the kills.
As Herald spawns and with the game in a delicate balance, yet another very close teamfight erupts between both teams.
One still looking for control over the mid wave. They'll push it up slightly faster, but Ruler can easily clear the minion right after. Keria jumps in on an abyssal dive, and GenG's ready to fire back. Keria in danger, trying to pop the thick skin, stays alive for now, but Ruler jumps in. Feet Warfare going to be claimed by GenG, and T1 picked the wrong moment. GenG were ready to absorb the engage. They'll take the kill, they'll take the feat, and they'll take themselves the Herald.
After a period of stagnation, attention is turned to gaining control for Atakan top lane, but as Faker looks to push out mid lane, GenG collapse and an opening is created.
Duro looking to make a move onto Faker. He finds the grand entrance with a quickness, and Ruler puts bullets through Faker's heart. GenG with a kill on the enemy mid laner now has control.
Duro has been fishing for so many picks, and he finally finds one onto the mid laner of T1. Faker is caught. GenG have the numbers advantage, and they're looking to take everything from T1's jungle.
They're going to start by stealing away the red buff. They're going to continue by putting down vision control. They are going to pressure in a 5v4 situation. A TP about to show up as the gravity well welcomes Doran to the battlefield. Duro stunned up into the wall. Grand exit right back over. Doran goes all out. Ton of damage on the Kiin. He's going to get killed. Ruler ready to get excited. Ton of damage on the T1, and they're all getting evaporated. T1 are washed from the rift, and GenG crashed down like a tidal wave.
GenG wiped T1 off the map, and it's starting to smell like silver.
With control in topside jungle, GenG look to force Baron, and a responding T1 play into GenG's waiting open hands.
On to Kiin. No one else on GenG has died yet this game. Oner loses half of his HP instantly from a grand entrance and a few Zeri autos. Kiin, the only man that's died on GenG, is still ahead, nearly 2,000 gold over his counterpart. GenG will start the objective. T1 are going to see it there with the severing bolt over the wall. They're going to scramble to try to get into range, but immediately Faker is already targeted. Duro with a beautiful start to the fight. Nobody on T1 dead yet. As Oner over the wall looking to try to engage. Super Mega Death Rocket finds a target. Ruler's still alive, but Doran's going after him. The Baron down to 2,000. Chovy's already on a rampage. Guma dies. T1 die. GenG hold the smoking gun, and they're marching down mid lane with Baron.
A phenomenal team fight for GenG as they weather the pressure of T1. They set their sights on the Nexus, and they're looking to bring us to Game 5.
Faker is alive, but he stands alone. GenG with a 5-man push. They dive Faker. They ace T1.
And of course, we're going to a Game 5 in back-to-back commanding wins from both teams. The series looks to be anyone's to take, and despite it being Game 5, there are no nerves from T1's topside as they make an early collapse onto Kiin.
Trying to be farming this plate. They almost have knocked down their first plate already, and Oner's showing up on top side.
Oner wants Kiin. Doran's waiting for the flash follow. Ruthless Predator Spectral Maw. T1 first blood.
But in response, GenG looked to play on a bouncing wave as both bot lanes transition topside for grubs, and a risky dive is executed beautifully.
Make it rain, putting the pressure on. Gumayusi with a flash away. Between worlds goes Chovy, and Keria goes down. Guma goes with them. A double kill for Ruler.
The next play comes as both teams look to the grubs, but a waiting Oner ironically pounces on Canyon's Nidalee.
Spectrum on Canyon, the Nidalee, no way out. A heartbreaker from Oner is a heartbreaker for GenG fans.
With less than 800 gold to the way of T1, this next Herald fight will surely open the game and give us more of an idea of who wants Game 5 more.
Chovy will start up the Herald, but T1 can sense something is going wrong here. Oner jumps in for the Spectral Maw on Duro, but he misses. Doran looking off to the side, but he's already been chunked. T1 bringing in the TP as GenG go after the Herald. It is claimed and secured by Canyon. Kiin trying to get away from the Karma Root as Doran goes over the wall. Flash Ruthless Predator. Doran is low. Bullet time gets him. Gumayusi barely staying alive, but it's 2 kills back the other way. Chovy stepping up.
With GenG looking to take top outer, a slightly overextended T1 is engaged upon.
Duro again going fishing with the bone skewers. Kiin lands the Infernal Chains onto Keria, but the Karma's plenty fast enough to step away. Chovy going between worlds. Keria the target here at the very start, as now Doran's going to be burst down very quickly. Q3 won't kill him, and GenG don't get their man just yet. Doran's still getting away as Chovy gets enough damage, and Kiin gets the kill. GenG execute, and Doran falls.
As GenG take a slight lead, T1 awaken the Atakan, but a looming GenG won't watch it go down without contest.
Backing off and playing respectful to the fact he's actually going to TP out, so very nervous that the collapse. Thought someone might have been behind him, and I think that's why he's TPing out.
Maybe they're forcing Atakan.
They're just going to start it.
Yeah, they're going to take the opportunity to say, all right, we think that they're overloading down here in the bot side. Let's go into the top side
Chovy
instead.
has no TP.
T1
It's not up yet.
Are going after the Otacon. It's already down to half HP. Duro and Ruler stepping up. Doran taking a little bit of damage as the bullet time flies out. Doran, 1/3 HP. It buys enough time for GenG to try to revive. Kanan has made his way into the objective. Looking to smite it down. Canyon's Nidalee gets the Otacon. Gumayusi caught between worlds. And GenG take him straight to hell. Kiin, wings spread wide, looks for more. Canyon misses the spear. Kiin hits the Q2, needs a little bit more damage, trying to find it. Chovy forces a flash, and GenG stand tall.
With Soul Point in contention and a lead growing, GenG look to take their 3rd dragon, but how will T1 respond?
River, Gumayusi has his Infinity Edge on the Caitlyn. GenG already with the objective, down to 5,000. Faker and Doran over the backside of the pit looking for their entry here into the fight. The Drake down to 3K. Chovy going between worlds. T1 forced away. Drake claimed by Ruler. Now Oner and Faker here at the very start. Reset for Oner. He's low, but he ain't dead yet. Kiin goes in for the killing spree. Stunned up by Doran, but Ruler is still ready to fire. Doran wants to slice and dice, but it's a double kill to Kiin. Chovy still chasing. Faker only tagged with a 2-fold hex.
Despite a 4,500 gold lead, this game is still close enough for anybody to take. But as we know, Baron Nashor could be the deciding factor for this MSI series.
With the spear, now GenG's got to be a little bit careful. Oner goes in for the Spectral Maw, but Duro dashing back away. TP coming in as GenG immediately trying to go after Doran. A lot of damage back onto him with the bullet time over the top, but they ain't going to find a kill here just yet. Chovy looking to get away. Kiin unstoppable. Nobody on GenG is down. Kiin with a double kill. And GenG are so much better in the team fights.
After a sequence of careful play where GenG used their first Baron to control a Dragon Soul take and all of T1's outer towers, the attention is back on Baron Nashor as T1 are given one final shot to get back into this game.
Last charm, but he won't find it. Oner looking for a chance to steal with the bullet time, immediately forcing him all the way away. He tries to survive, but Canyon will bury him in the river. GenG, Baron +1.
Faker tries his best to find a play onto Chovy, but he will not allow it. Chovy holds the line, Oner falls, and with the Baron, GenG's last push as they set their sights on the title of MSI.
GenG with the push in the top and mid lane simultaneously. Doran and the rest of T1 trying to defend. It is still 20 seconds until Oner is back alive. The Baron minions have made their way to the Nexus turrets. The first already half dead as GenG changed their attention over to the mid lane tier 3.
The pressure is unrelenting. The wave clear just isn't there for T1. Now 2 inhibitors fall. It's simply a matter of time.
Oner is back alive. The last stand of T1. Doran slices forward, but it won't matter. The first Nexus turret is already about to die. T1 struggling to defend. Duro with a bone skewer. T1 backing away. GenG with a massive advantage already in the health bars as Guma's chunked to half. Chovy goes between worlds. Guma goes down. Keria goes down. GenG, they did not falter on the road to MSI.
And just like that, GenG are your 2025 MSI champions, taking it all the way to Game 5 and giving Duro his first international win. This event was insane, and the amount of Game 5s we saw was truly a treat to watch. If you enjoyed this summary recap style content, be sure to drop a like and comment, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Bye!